Memory of a Killer, Episode 1, Pilot, Recap and Review. Episode 1 of Memory of a Killer starts with Angelo Doyle, a widower, visiting his pregnant daughter, Maria's house. He greets Maria's husband, Jeff, before visiting his late wife's grave on her birth anniversary. When Jeff asks to take their car to work, Angelo offers to drive Maria to the elementary school where she teaches. He tells Maria that he is going to work, but instead ends up in the basement of his hideout. He dresses in an all-black suit and takes out his Porsche instead of the car he used to drop Maria off. We learn that Angelo is not a salesman, as his family believes, but a professional assassin working on his next kill. Angelo's target, Zhang, walks into the restaurant where his partner is waiting. Joe tells Angelo that Zhang has been moved to a different table, which will prevent him from killing the man outside the restaurant. Angelo improvises and asks his partner, Joe, to ensure the target is inside the bathroom. Joe is worried that Angelo will not be able to get a weapon inside the restaurant, but the assassin ignores the comment. He gets to the men's room and uses the tissue dispenser to kill Zhang, as well as his bodyguards. After the kill, Angelo and Joe leave the restaurant, having completed the job. Someone starts snapping photos of the killer walking through the streets though. Angelo's boss, and Joe's uncle, Dutch, hands the assassin his cut for successfully killing Zhang. The two men talk about Joe and their long-running friendship. Dutch tells Angelo about Al Beal, another famous assassin who was recently caught red-handed and arrested. The two men chat, and Dutch believes that Angelo is still single, with no wife or kids. Angelo visits a hospice to see his brother, Michael. Michael's nurse, Jane, talks about Michael's mental health and his Alzheimer's treatment, which seems to be getting worse. She asks Angelo to sign up for music therapy to help with Michael's condition. Angelo is driving back home when a carrier vehicle and a car block him from both ends. He notices the driver wearing a gold watch and grows suspicious. He drives into a rooftop parking lot, escaping the truck, which leaves after Angelo's car suddenly vanishes from the underground lot. Angelo watches from the rooftop as the truck leaves, and then makes it back to his apartment. While trying to get inside his apartment, Angelo forgets his door code and his briefcase. Worried that he, too, is losing his memories due to Alzheimer's, Angelo starts panicking. He asks Joe to run the number plates for the truck that was following him. Angelo goes through the files of his past assassinations and looks for photos of men wearing gold watches. He notices a man, Carl, in one of the photos and recalls seeing him on the street taking pictures. Angelo talks to Dutch about the Italian gangster he killed and the gangster's brother, who is after him to avenge the murder. Dutch promises to ensure Angelo is safe, but Angelo gets aggressive with his boss. Dutch asks Angelo to back off and reminds him that he works for Dutch, not the other way around. That night, as Angelo gets back home, he is followed by an ambulance. He manages to drive away to his secret hideout and leaves his weapons and cash there. He changes into his normal clothes and drives to Maria's house for dinner, where he helps his daughter make their family soup. Angelo is not impressed with Jeff's line of work and makes his concern for Maria's future baby known. Maria tries to defend Jeff, but Angelo remains worried for her. Angelo, Maria, and Jeff raise a toast to his late wife, Leah. After dinner, Angelo notices how much Maria is missing her mother and consoles her. That night, Angelo recalls how Maria found Leah dead after someone had shot her. He goes back to his actual house and notices that someone has broken in. He tries to inspect it, but sees the same truck from earlier passing by across the street. Angelo grows worried and goes to Michael's care home. He tries to talk to his brother, who is no longer able to recognize him. Angelo talks to Joe and concludes that Dutch may be hiding something. He goes to Carl's favorite nightclub and realizes that it is the same bar Dutch frequents. At the same time, a local cop and family friend, Dave, shows up at Maria's house looking for Angelo. He reveals that Angelo was not at home, which worries her. Maria tries to coerce Dave into talking, but he refuses to divulge any information about Leah's murder. At the bar, Carl and his group are kicked out by the bartender, Nikki. Angelo tries to follow Carl but runs into Dutch, who forces him to stay. At home, Maria and Jeff discuss Angelo's dating life and wonder if he is seeing someone. Angelo leaves Dutch to go dancing as he makes small talk with Nikki. He reveals that he is a hitman, but she refuses to believe him. He lies about being a photocopy salesman and takes Nikki to his apartment, where the door lock starts beeping again, causing Angelo to panic. Nikki uses the restroom